Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. It's the start of a brand new week, so you know what that means. We have Mallard Monday. Only doing a single issue today, primarily because the next issue, we've got a lot of more complex things to do. We're doing all the brake rods and things for the underside of the chassis. So this week, I'm only going to do the front piece of this. We've got that to do. I will show you a couple of little bits that I have done. These are the brakes that we will be fitting next week, but we have to drill them out first. And I've just spent the last 10 or so minutes doing that to try and get both issues done. But I'm really running out of time today, unfortunately, for the second issue. So I will do that next week and give it the dedicated time it needs. But as I say, I will show you this as well, because I've got the drill bits from Dave at Tyrone Models, the ones I've shown you previously on a video of what I got from Telford, and I'd wish I've had them years ago. Those drill bits are absolutely fantastic, so I'll show you those as well. Got a couple of other bits to drill out, so I'll show you that in a moment. But for now, let's get into it and let's get building.
Welcome to the workshop. Tools are ready to play. We're gonna build something great, starting here today. Piece by piece we go now.
Right, so here we are with issue 80, and I'll flick you through the magazine. So as you can see, we got these parts today. However, we don't use those in this issue. All we asked to do is do the drilling of those. These parts we got in previous issues, and you can see that I've got them just there, including the bits we got from issue 79. And all we're doing is putting those pieces in. I don't know why we couldn't have done that the last time when we had issue 79, but it has seemed to be how the Mallard goes with this one. Then we're putting this piece on the front, and then we're doing a little bit of scuffing up just to give it a little bit of texture for the glue to adhere to, and then we're putting on the detail piece there. And once that's done, it's saying about using a two-part epoxy here. I might do that one, and then you can see here we've got it all lined up, and that's what it will look like. It does say about test fitting the wheels there. We've got classic locomotives, and we've got great railway journeys. Right, so as you can see, I have drilled these out. These were drilled out from issue 76, I think it was. You saw those when I first got them. I'm pretty sure back in issue 76. So they've all had a 0.8mm drill and a 1.1mm drill out. And I cover those again when I come to actually put these on the chassis. Same with these ones. These had a 1.1 in either side. Now, what I will show you are a couple of parts from issue 81, because I was just doing those anyway. Now, you've probably seen in the past how I've struggled with drilling some of this stuff. Even the white metal stuff is quite thin, or not that dense. We need actually 3 1.1mm holes in this, and I'm just going to show you how well, not going to drill all of them, but I just want to show you how well this tungsten drill bit just eats through these parts, and how quickly it just goes through, just like that. Absolutely brilliant. So if you want any of these for yourself, I'll put a link in the description, but I got these from Dave over at Tyrone Models, and you do get a good selection, 0.3 up to 1.2, and as I say, that's the 1.1mm in there. But I'll do the rest of those next week when we come to actually do those. But I was so impressed with it, I just had to show you that first. Right, so what we're actually doing today is we're taking this. We've got a couple of parts in here that we need from issue 79. We're just going to pop those out. So we've got those two parts. We've got these parts from a couple of previous issues as well. Now we don't need anything from that one or that one this time around. These two parts were from issue 70. And we are going to need our pliers. We just need to bend these up. You're going to need a slightly smaller pair of pliers to get that bent all the way up to 90 degrees. So we've got something that looks like that. I'm going to do the exact same thing for this one. Again, looking just like that. Right, and where these are going to go is with them this way around. So we've got the curve like that. They're just going to go into these two slots we've got here. So that's going to go over the top of there. And we end up with this little bracket like that. I'm going to glue that in place. I'm going to do the exact same thing on that side as well. So that's one. And then the other one, again, just going to slide it into that groove. Like so, creating that bracket. And then a little bit more glue, one on the front, up, and then a little bit at the back. So we've got those two in there like so. Next we have this piece, and that's going to sit just on there like so. So up against that piece like that. Now this is where it said about using a two-part epoxy resin, just so that we can make sure it's nice and secure. Obviously, when I've done it, I've not been too worried about using the epoxy resin, primarily because this isn't a running model. Yeah, did just notice then that I almost put that the wrong way around. I've got this hole just here that goes onto that side. As I said, this isn't a running model, so I'm not too worried about using the epoxy resin. This is mainly because this is, I think, I want to say the bar for pulling the carriages, etc. So that would be why you want to make sure that this will not come off. But for a static model, it'll be absolutely fine using super glue. And just putting some glue on those little brackets that you put in as well, just to make sure that is secured in all the places that it can be. So that got that one looking just like that. And then the final thing we need to do is put this over the top. Now again, it's saying about using epoxy resin and also about scuffing up the front of this to make sure it's going to have a reasonable amount of adhesion. Now I will use my file just to help promote that adhesion, and obviously it gets rid of the little bit of coating that's covering all of these parts as well. So we've got that roughed up a little bit. Now when this piece goes on, I'm just going to make sure it lines up. We have this hole here that's going to line up with the hole in the back there. So just want to ensure that is going to line up, which it is. And all I'm going to do is pop some more glue on there. I'm going to use it straight out of the bottle, so we've got a reasonable amount on here. Like so. See, ensuring that hole will line up as well. Just make sure that's all pressed down, make sure that glue is all pressed out as well. Now, we will check that this chassis does fit. Right, it does appear that doesn't go through that hole, which I originally thought it was. So I've just cut the end off that. And now that'll fit in there nicely, like so. And that is all there's to do in that stage. And hopefully next time we'll have, as I say, all the brake gear running along here as well. But that's for another issue. So we've primarily got all of these brake parts to do to fit in. I've got to re-drill, got to drill those ones out as well. We have the brake rods for next time as well, and then make sure everything all lines up within there. So a little bit complex and a bit more than I've got time to do, so that's next time. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to hit the like button below and give us a massive thumbs up. So nice short issue today. Just finishing off the perimeter of that chassis. Now I've got the wheels still in there. It's certainly looking pretty good. I've looked ahead through a couple of the other things. Obviously, one part that I do have, which I've had right from the beginning, that's not been crushed, so it's always been sat on top, is the tender body. Now I looked at the number on it. It says issue 88, so we're not far from the tender body actually coming into play. So it'd be interesting to see how we progress with this. It might just be that we are now primarily concentrating on a lot of the tender. Obviously, the body work, grab that, is looking pretty much complete. Also, we've still got all the running gear to do on the lower chassis there. We've also got the front bogie and the pony truck to build. But that is looking pretty good. And I'm still in two minds whether I do actually paint this. The kit itself, when it was released, it did actually say about potentially having it left in the brass, etc. And they sort of designed it that way that you could potentially have it left unpainted and it still look a very good showpiece. But I do think I will be painting this in that iconic garter blue of the Mallard. So watch this space. And as I say, painting video will hopefully come at some point next year. I'm not sure how much more painting we're going to get through the instructions on the next few issues, but obviously we've had a few already which I've sort of combined together, and I will start doing some painting and showing you guys how that goes. But if you want to see more of how Mallard progresses or anything else that goes in the workshop, including maybe a little bit of painting, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ding the bell for notifications. That way you know when I release a new video of either the Mallard or something else that's going on in the workshop. Until next time, I'll see you around. Cheers.